Hello, my dear friend. Hope you are well. Today, we are going to discuss a very important topic, and the topic name is action and reaction. I hope that you have different life experience with this action and reaction pair. But in this lecture, we are focusing about the physics aspect of action and reaction pair, especially the action and reaction pair in Newton's third law. Yes, let's bring the Newton's third law first. Newton's third law stating that for every action there is equal and opposed reaction. You have already studied the statement of this Newton's third law in your class 9. Today, we will understand this Newton's third law in little more deeper. For that, let's consider a block which is placed on a perfectly smooth surface. You can take the mass of the body as 2 kg block. This is a rectangle block which is placed on a perfectly smooth surface. Perfectly smooth surface, so the body has free to move along the surface. But actually this body is in the state of rest now. Now, I am just going to give some force on this 2 kg block, that is 7 Newton. Force is acting on this 2 kg block. As you know, when a 7 Newton external force is acting on this 2 kg block, the body will start to move and the body will accelerate in this direction. So as we know, the body will have some velocity, some acceleration, and the body will cover some distance also with respect to that time. But we are not focusing on the motion of this 2 kg block, but we are focusing on the forces acting on this 2 kg, especially the action-reaction force. As you know, this is the 7 Newton acting on this 2 kg block. So due to this 7 Newton, there will be an action developed in this 2 kg block which is responsible for the motion of this 2 kg block. So due to this 7 Newton of the action, there will be opposite reaction, equal and opposite reaction, that is marking here, that is 7 Newton. So here, look this figure. Here we have a 7 Newton in this direction. We have the 7 Newton in this direction. So the net force acting on this body is 0? No, because this 7 Newton is acting on this 2 kg block, and this reaction force 7 Newton is actually acting on the hand of this person. This is the reaction force. So action force, even though these two forces are equal and opposite, but they are acting on different bodies. This action is acting on this 2 kg block. This reaction force is acting on the hands of this person. This is the action reaction pair. So consuming this action force, the body will start to move in this direction. Hope you understood? Yes. Now, let's understand another situation. This is a very small situation, very simple situation. Here we have the same 2 kg block which is placed on a perfectly smooth surface. As you know from this figure, you can see this 2 kg block is placed as a perfectly smooth surface. Now, you know well the forces acting on this 2 kg block. Now we are going to analyze the forces acting on this 2 kg block. As you know, so there will be gravitational forces acting on this 2 kg block, and similarly there is some additional forces also be there. Now let's draw a free body diagram of this 2 kg to understand the different forces acting on the 2 kg block. I need your help also. Yes, I am just to start to draw this 2 kg block. Yes, this is my 2 kg block. As you know, this 2 kg is placed in a gravitational field, so there will be weight acting on this 2 kg block. That is this one, which is given by mg. Here we have 2 into 10, that is 20 Newton. Approximately, I am taking g as a 10 meter per second now in this lecture. So the force due to the gravity is simply 20 Newton. From this figure, you can see this surface or this block is placed on the surface of this ground. So here we have a reaction force. So you need to mark this reaction force also in this free body diagram of this 2 kg block. So from this figure, you can directly say that the body is in the state of rest. So the net force acting on this 2 kg block is 0, which means that this reaction force and this 20 Newton are equal, which means the reaction force is equal to 20 Newton. So there will be no net force on this body. So the body is in the state of rest. Actually, we are defining this in like this way. Now let's come to this block, this situation, this 2 kg block. Actually, this 2 kg block is little different from here. This is more complicated case compared to this case. So let's draw the free body diagram of this 2 kg block. I need your help to draw this 2 kg block. Yes, I am trying to draw this free body diagram of this 2 kg block. As we know, we have this 2 kg block which is placed on a gravitational field. Again, we have here the gravitational force, that is 20 Newton. So you know this block is placed on the ground surface. So here we have the same reaction force. Then this 7 Newton, this is an action force which is created by this hand. Then we want to mark that force also 7 Newton. Now I am just marking an additional force here, this 7 Newton. Do you feel any wrong in this drawing or in this marking? Yes, this is a wrong. This 7 Newton is not here because this 7 Newton is the reaction force of this 7 Newton which is acting on this hand of the person. So we want to consider this 7 Newton when we consider this free body diagram of this hand. Then why I am just marking here? Yes, I have a reason for that. Here we have the mg, 20 Newton is acting downward. Then I am marking the reaction force as capital R here. And this is the reaction force due to the 7 Newton. This is the same as the reaction force here. So I am just marking the 7 Newton. Then why you are saying this is wrong, but this reaction force is correct? Why you are saying like that? Yes, you need to understand a very important concept in here. Actually, while discussing your Newton's third law, you already studied this reaction force is same as 20 Newton. So here we have R is equal to 20 Newton. So unfortunately we have grabbed this idea as this mg as an action force, and due to this action the reaction is capital R. But actually this is wrong. This is totally wrong. Let's understand about this free body diagram of this body in little more deep. For that, let's consider this is Earth, and Earth have the center. So we just place our 2 kg block. Actually this 2 kg block is very small. For a better understanding, I have marked this is a 2 kg in a bigger magnified image. Yes, here we have this body. So this body is attracted by the Earth with the gravitational force of 20 Newton. That is here. Then you know this Earth is attracted by this 2 kg block with the same force of 20 Newton. Then this is the action force, and this is the reaction force. These are the action reaction pair of this weight or this mg, or here we have the 20 Newton. So this 20 Newton is the action pair, this is the reaction pair. Then you may have a doubt, who is making this reaction force capital R? Actually this surface of this block, 2 kg block, will make an action force in this direction, normal to the surface. Due to this action force there will be a reaction force. And note that this action have a reaction pair. That reaction I have marked here, which is acting on this body. You know, you have this experience. Actually, when you are moving upward or downward in a lift, you feel that the weight is lost, sometimes weight is gained. In that case, we have find that reaction force. But here we have reaction force is same as of mg. So this reaction force is a different force compared to this weight of this body. Unfortunately, in this condition, we have get reaction force as mg, but these two forces are different. This reaction force capital, the reaction of this normal force is the capital R, and this weight of this body 20 Newton, these two forces are different. So come to this point, come to this figure, we have this all forces, but here this 7 Newton is not acting on this 2 kg block. This 7 Newton is acting on the hand of this person. So when we consider the free body diagram of this hand, you need to mark this 7 Newton. But when you consider the free body diagram of this 2 kg block, you need to consider this 7 Newton only in the horizontal direction, because this is the action force and this is the reaction force. But when we consider this body, you know, we have this weight that is coming downward. Then we have a reaction force, this capital R, which is created by another action created by this body on the ground, that is capital R. Then in our drawings, whenever the teachers explain this one, they will not mention about this action force, because it will make a more complication to your ideas. So actually there is an action force. And one more thing, we are not focusing about this action force, because in every case, in every problem, we are focusing about this body, not about the ground surface. Whenever we consider in this ground surface, then we will surely consider this action force also. These are the two reasons we are neglecting, or we are not studied about this action force in your classes. Hope you understood. So please note that this reaction force and this mg are not action reaction pair, they are different. This reaction is created by an action force which is created by this 2 kg block, and this weight is the action force, and the reaction is created on the center of the earth on the upward. Hope you understood. Now I am just binding up this lecture. Hope you understood this idea. Thank you.